talk about tourism and you're not having interest in tourism, I guess you have a very big, huge problem. So I pretty much guess this is the high time you get something out of the domestic tourism in Uganda. And you never know, you can pick out something out of it. I was telling you, you may not even go for a tour, but you can set up a business that can support the tour companies at the end of the day. Because if you don't know now, the tour companies are now getting the money out of the businesses related to them, and by the next 5 years, you'll even have no share whatsoever from the sector of tourism. But anyway, the platform is here. Let's talk tourism anyway. Let's continue with what has sparked the growth of domestic tourism in Uganda. I still have Mr. Solomon Mugaga. Is it Mugaga?
Yeah,
yes,
Mugaga.
From the beautiful people, taking us through the tourism journey, the domestic tourism journey. Now, Solomon, let's talk about sponsorship in domestic tourism. Because I believe we have very funny sponsors in Uganda. Once they realize that something has already sparked off, they start coming in.
Definitely.
If you're to look at the sponsors, what do you think incites them to join these tour companies?
Well, first off, it is the following. All these sponsors are looking out for where they gain, and they gain in form of a market, a ready market. Because if I have about 100,000 people following me, and they're using a certain product, a certain company is sponsoring me, somehow the kind of forced to use this product because they feel it is their own. Okay, yeah, and I think the sponsors are tapping into that. Yeah.
Okay, and if you look, have you ever gotten any sponsors though? Maybe a temporary sponsor coming on board and like, I'm going to sponsor this trip, or I'm going to give you this product for this trip.
We've had one so far, and that is Sam's Snacks. They've sponsored our previous trip. They brought in the snacks. Yeah, they
crisps and going
exactly.
I really need to move for such trips one time.
Yeah, you should.
If there are some snacks to chew,
you can always join Beautiful People. It's a very open platform. Yeah, but aside from that, we've had kind of like a sister group of ours that has really mentored us. They've been pushing us. You've talked about them, Trip Addicts. They've been.
I once had them on show also.
Oh, yeah, they're a very good group. They've been pushing us, and we really appreciate their efforts. And they've been trying to lobby for us a few sponsors here and there. So probably in the next trips, you're going to be seeing different sponsors
coming on board.
Exactly.
But I'm trying to imagine going for a trip and there are plenty of snacks. And when I say plenty of snacks, plenty of snacks. Away from the snacks, there are snacks as well. Away from that, let's also talk about. Take us through the marketing process for a domestic tourism. Where do you think the marketing happens, and how do you continue with? How do you pull these sponsors? I almost said how do you pull these snacks?
I know. Well, the marketing bit is quite tricky. It's quite tricky, but we are living in a generation where we are lucky. Technology is on the high rise. So we are lucky that at least about 13 million Ugandans are using smartphones. And yeah, we've tapped into that as well. We've hit the social media platforms, all social media platforms from TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp. We've been storming them. And yeah, it has worked magic for us. And then the other methods that we've been using, word of mouth. Of course, you have a friend, you call them, hey, I have this trip, tell a friend to tell a friend, a kind of thing. And yeah, we've also tried to penetrate through the media. You know, you get your work, give it out there to be aired, to grow a bigger platform. Yeah, so marketing has been tricky, but we've tried to maneuver around, and hey, here we are.
Okay, now let me also ask. You're coming in as the managing director. How has business been? If you were to put it on in a percentage rate, on a 50%, is it 80? If you're to rate for the past few months.
Past few months, business has been booming, I should say. I would say about 70%, because of course there have been many hindrances given the COVID situations. COVID really hit us real bad, but we've kind of rose up, and here we are. So I believe business is moving quite on swiftly, and yeah, we are very excited for the future. Yeah.
Okay, away from the business moving quite well, let's look at the bigger problems that you've seen during this course of time, and you're like, hey, we faced this challenge, and this is how we even actually survived it. So if you're to look at those bigger problems that are there, and to anyone who wants to venture into the domestic tourism, what are those things they need to come well prepared?
First of all, authenticity. Authenticity is quite a key. You're going to find very, very many copycats, people wanting to do the kind of work that you do, but what defines you? Who are you? What is your identity? What is your brand? Exactly. So you need to stick to that. You need to register. You need to be on all loggerheads. Okay. You need to be ahead of the schedule. Then the other issues that we've faced have mostly been related to COVID, especially now. The way we do things at Beautiful People, we have a schedule, an annual schedule. Okay, so we have all these destinations and these events that we have organized and on particular dates, but with the COVID, we've had to push these events. Some of them we have had to cancel. For example, last year we never had a Beautiful People annual party, which we usually host in April every year. Okay. We never had a soccer gala, you know, those kind of things. We never actually moved last year. We've started going back to business this year. And even this year we didn't have an annual party, but we are lucky. We are pulling through, of course, with perseverance. First of all, integrity, and branding. Branding is quite key. You need to put yourself out there. You need to brand yourself, and that is what Beautiful People puts first beforehand.
You see, when you mentioned branding, there was a time I was having a conversation with the CEO, Trip Addicts, and he was saying, imagine a trip with a PlayStation on bus. So I started imagining that time when you have a screen in the bus, you're en route going. And then I remember there's a guy called, I don't know whether you've heard of some guy called Dr. Timothy.
Yeah.
There was a time I met him. He's very good at that. He's very good at the PS. So the PlayStation. So I was like, imagine having a bus with that guy on. At the end of the day, you may lose all the matches. But away from that, if you're to look at some of this, what can the domestic tour companies do to spice up tourism? Because I've realized it's all about spicing for you to get the numbers.
Yeah. First of all, you need to be natural. You need to have ideas that are new, you know. Do not do things that others have done. Come up with, be creative, come up with innovative ideas. Now, like that, what you have talked about, we've actually had a thought about that, okay? You know, we thought about going on a trip with PlayStations, you know, and I'm actually surprised that you even wrote it up. Yeah, so you bring up new ideas, you know, keep on innovating, keep on innovating new ideas. And then, like I said, branding. Now, beautiful people, all our trips, we are dressed in beautiful people attires, all our trips. Okay, and when you see them, you will see how smart people are. You get.
So does this come with a cost that someone has to buy?
Well, it comes both ways. At times, we say now this is a giveaway, okay, and we give away T-shirts, and at times it is at a cost.
So there you're targeting your brand, you're targeting the people as well.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. You're selling, but also you're pulling in more clients. Then appreciate. Okay. Appreciate the people that have been with you all through. Like I said again, beautiful people. We hold these annual parties. We give awards. We give awards to these people that have been with us all through. And then it is. One thing you need to know about the tourism business, it is not a competition. At least we do not look at it as a competition, okay? If someone wants to come with you, they will come with you, okay? If someone doesn't want to come with you, they won't, okay? So the best thing to do is networking.
Work with the other companies.
Work with the other companies. It is not a competition. Okay, work with other companies and you will see yourself blossoming. Yeah.
I guess teamwork is quite important, by the way.
Yeah.
Because in most cases we all want to win, but you cannot win when you're just. I would say if you don't have a good heart towards others, I guess you can't win. It is better to win together with others because the main goal is to promote the tourism, make sure. I know the other goal is making the money, but promote the tourism, make the money, create a family. At the end of the day, that is going to happen.
Yeah, maybe something else. Okay.
It's okay.
Maybe something else I hadn't mentioned is integrity. You know, we've been having these scam ads, companies getting money from people and they do not show up. You know, they switch off phones. Be integral, okay? Be sincere. You do what you do. Do what you promise to do, okay? Give what you promise to do. Yeah.
That means you need to make sure that your customers are your number one priority.
Exactly.
Do not fake, should I say, you're not supposed to be fake or do not make false promises.
False promises, fake, all together. It's a whole package.
The only thing I know about Ugandan money is we really love our money.
Exactly.
So when I put the Jamaica money, I've sorted for it. I feel like I need to get something out of it at the end of the day. Okay, as we're trying to wind up, Solomon, where do you think the future of domestic tourism is in Uganda?
All I can say, it is bright. It is bright. There is a whole wide raw market out there, okay? And we can all flourish if we work together, okay? It doesn't have to be a competition. That is why beautiful people, we work with these different companies. We work with Trip Addicts, we work with Kempson, we work with Kumanyagana. You know, it doesn't have to be a competition. And we really appreciate that they welcomed us and they have winged us and they have mentored us. So on our way forward, we will look up to them. Okay, we will appreciate. So the tourism business, it is very bright. You just have to tap into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and away from that, what are your last assessments, and you look at this, your final remarks as we're trying to say goodbye to all those who have been joining us in the conversation? What are your last remarks for one, your customers, clients, the viewers, anyone who wants to venture into domestic tourism?
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank the Beautiful People family. It's a very, very huge family. But I thank everyone out there watching. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to working with you again. Secondly, I would like to thank my CEO. He's been very paramount in all the work that we've been doing, and we've been working hand in hand with him. Then the other thing is the companies that we've been working with, Trip Addicts, Kumanyagana, Kempton. We've been working with different companies, and we actually having something coming up in the near future, but we just want to appreciate their support. And for the viewers out there, just come in and join Beautiful People, join these different travel companies. I can assure you it will be worth your money. Yeah, and for those companies or those people trying to venture into the domestic tourism, good luck. And like I said, integrity, branding. Yeah.
I also wanted to ask you something about the photography. I've seen wonderful pictures coming in from photographers on the tour companies. How do you get these people? Are they part of the team, or these are some other stakeholders as well in the tourism sector that are being hired to get on board?
Yeah. First of all, how we get them is, like I said, networking. Okay. You see, you will travel with one company and like their work, okay, and you talk to them, and they'll recommend someone who also becomes part of your family, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is kind of a two-way thing. The different stakeholders, but they are also part of the family because they have a sense of belonging. Yeah.
So I guess they are also part of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Don't you have social media platforms for you also?
Yeah. So you can find us on all social media platforms. Beautiful People on Twitter, Beautiful People on TikTok, BP on Instagram, Beautiful People on Facebook, and Beautiful People on YouTube. You can always subscribe and follow us. We have a whole wide family waiting for you.
Right. Away from that, the 27th of October, it being the 27th of October, I guess it is another day if we're talking about tourism. Zakayo the chimpanzee would have been celebrating a birthday today, and maybe would be making 56 years today. He would be celebrating his birthday. For those who have been to the zoo before, if you look at some of the history regarding him, it was in 1964 on 10th June. When he was found abandoned in the Semiliki National Park, which is located in Bundi Bujo, and then was taken in and raised by some white man until he later on in 1976 on 19th June when he decided they surrendered him to the zoo or the Uganda Wildlife Education Center because he had become too hard to manage and he was becoming too aggressive. He was a wild animal, and you can definitely know, even when you are a young kid, if you reach 18 and adolescence starts kicking in, you would see parents have a very big challenge controlling their boys. Adolescence kicks in, the body starts demanding, and the parent finds a very big challenge in controlling the boy child sometimes. Anyway, away from that, thank you for joining in. It has been a pleasure, trust me, for all of you who have been viewing us for the very first time, those who have been on Facebook, YouTube, to the whole team behind Beautiful People, to all the viewers in Uganda that are interested in domestic tourism. And if I told you not, what are you waiting for? Jerome Paul Sonko, that is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And of course, thank you very much for joining us. Ciao, adios.